Hello, my marvellous sausages, and it's only 3 weeks until Destiny 2 changes again into something different. And I don't know about you, but I'm just thirsting for some new stuff. But as we all know, change can be very, very painful. For example, I changed my undercrackers the other day and caught myself in such an imaginative way that my eyes are still watering. I just wanted to say undercrackers, really. That was the whole point for all that rubbish. I'll just say it again. Undercrackers. Anyway, with the Witch Queen's arrival, we're going to lose access to a lot of materials and resources that are on your consumable page. You know, that one with that huge list of stuff. You go, what's that for? Yes, that one there. So what I wanted to do was go over the things that are going and the stuff that you need to spend to make sure that you don't lose out. So first off, let's start with general stuff, whoever he is. Now, something we all got are Gunsmith materials. I spent all mine the other day and got sod all for 13,000 of them, but loads of people have spent far more and gotten much less, so you know, I'm not complaining. But anyway, Gunsmith materials, we of course they know going to be going, but also mod components are going to be disappearing as well. So what you want to make sure of is that you travel to the Splicer servitor in the Helm, you check the war table, you check the Wayfinder's compass, and you check Banshee and Ada, those two in particular, on a daily basis, because the mods change on a daily basis with them, and spend your mod components if you haven't got anything. And if you're not too sure how to find out what you have and what you haven't got, you want to go to collections, and then you want to go down to mods look, and then you'll see the ones blanked out that you haven't got. I've got loads of them, but there are. I got a few from raids that I didn't do, look, so they're all blanked out, so you know you haven't got those if they do come up for spendage. Not saying that these will, but you know what I mean. There's also these weapon telemetries that you can turn in with Banshee. They give you a smaller amount of XP with him, I suppose that's what you would call it, but they're going to be disappearing as well. But there's also another thing related to these, and that's these are pure Mattergalss lenses, because if you did stick them on and use them, you'll have a chance to drop weapon telemetries, which is these. Yes, so these are all related, so spend these, get precision shots with those to get your telemetry so you can turn in extra stuff with old Banshee. But there is one other thing that you might want to consider, and there's ghost mods associated with Banshee as well, and it's in the third slot here. And if you go a little way along, look, you've got Arc Analyzer, Solar Analyzer, Void Analyzer, and Omni Telemetry, and Banshee Special as well. So all of those will be disappearing too, if you're wondering, and you come into your go and say, where are they? They're no longer used anymore because Banshee's going over to the new reputation system that we have with Zavala and Shax and stuff like that. So that's everything to do with the Gunsmith materials. Right, let's move on to the Tangled Shore. First off, the things to do with Spider, and that is the ghost fragments that you can see here. Now, you use those to go and buy the bounties from him, yeah? So you've got your wanted bounties and all that kind of thing. Some of them cost 1 ghost fragment, but the higher they get, they cost a bit more. 2 for that one, 4 for that one, and 5 for that one. Well, all these are going away, as is the actual ghost fragment. So do as many of these as you can so you get some enhancement cores and, you know, a nice little bit of nostalgic running around as well. I do enjoy doing these. These were really good, and I'd like more stuff like this in the game. But anyway, they're all going, of course. Next, we've got the actual planetary resource, the Etheric Spiral, which you can see here. You can buy it for 5,000 glimmer. I've got 773 of these bloody things. So the next opportunity comes up for me to flog them in for glimmer or something like that, I'm going to do it. At the moment, it's on spin metal leaves, but remember, he changes on a daily basis. So go and check in with him after reset, and you can cash in your Etheric Spiral. Do that. One thing I do want to mention that's related to the Tangled Shore, as we're chin-wagging about it, is the Wish Ender exotic quest is going to be sodding off, because one step of it is actually in the Tangled Shore in Four-Horn Gulch, I believe, or somewhere like that. Well, anyway, that means that these things here, if you just pop over to your quests and go to this page, the Dreaming Token of Elvis and the Dreaming Token of Queen and the Dreaming Token of Xylophone, but they're all disappearing as well. If you're wondering, oh, they've disappeared, they can't get me Wish Ender, don't panic. You'll be able to buy it from the Monuments of the Lost Lights, but that does mean you need an exotic cipher to do it. But if you've already got these in your inventory, you may as well finish it off. I'm bloody going to get myself a Wish Ender. Now, as we all know, the Presage quest is going. Oh, I can't stand it. I love the Presage quest. I regularly go there and shat my pants. Well, anyway, in the beginning stages of the Presage quest, just before you run it for the first time, you pick up something called an intercepted distress signal from the arms dealer quest strike, you know, where you go slightly off the beaten track to pick it up. Well, you might have one of those there. Now, that's for starting the Presage quest. So if you haven't done it, you've only got 3 weeks to run it, and by God, it's well worth doing. So anyway, just to let you know, if you're wondering what that strange thing is in your inventory, you could have forgotten. You might be going senile like me. Right, let's go into the seasonal stuff now that's going to be zipping away, and it starts in order all the way back with Season of the Hunt. So first of all, anything to do with that will be buggering off. So that's these lure mutation finders that you've got here. If you want to run some hunts to get some Season of the Hunt weapons, and you can actually get some mutations there by using these consumables, which is very handy. You're also going to be getting rid of the Recon data that you can use to increase your reputation. They're going to be buggering off. All these lure mods will be buggering off as well, so don't forget that. And the Cryptolith itself is going to be bugering off. Something else that's going to be swallowed up like old Cade's ramen tokens. Remember, we had an emblem for them. Well, anyway, it's this thing here. It's called the Unclaimed Lightbearer. It's a transmission from Osiris, who we now know as Savathun. So if you want a little read of that, it's actually quite interesting when you realise it's from Savathun and she's still trying to manipulate us into accepting Crow. To what end? Who knows? But that's going to be going, so make sure you have a read of that before that sods off too. Now, oddly enough, Season of the Chosen doesn't have anything here on the consumable page that we really need to worry about, because the stuff like the Cabal Gold, the Cabal runes, the Challenger medallions, the Hammer of Proving, all that stuff is actually all on your quest page here, look. So, you know, it's the stuff that you insert into your hammer here. Well, all of that is going to be going, including the Imperial Access Code as well. Those are the things that drop, I believe, during the Battlegrounds activity. Well, anyway, they're all disappearing, but the activity itself isn't. It's going into the new Vanguard playlists, kind of acting as sort of pseudo-strikes, I suppose. But all of this stuff will be disappearing, so you come into the screen to check how much Cabal Gold you've got, how many charges you've got. It's well worth doing if you are on the hunt, of course, for some Season of the Chosen weapons and cashing in umbrals and things like that at the helm. Right, let's go on to Season of the Splicer, and let's have a look at the old consumable screen here. Well, first off, this big baby decrypted data, that's going to be going. Now, that's the basic currency for the season, so you spend it on cashing in your umbrals and also decoding your Splicer gauntlet. So make sure you cash that in to get as many umbrals as you can to get the weapons that you're after. But also, we've got these babies here, the corrupted key codes. Now, these are used to unlock corrupted conflux chests in the expunge missions. So once you do corrupted expunge runs, you can unlock these. These drop from strikes and playlist activities and things like that. These are well worth spending because you're going to get lots of lovely Splicer goodies from those chests. So don't just let them go off all smelly. Spend those babies. All the other stuff isn't actually on that page. It's directly linked to your gauntlet. So you've got key codes here, which you can stick in to open up the chests at the end of the override missions. And then there's ether as well, that weird cloudy stuff that comes towards you that allows you to stick the key code in. They're all going too. And of course, the gauntlet itself is buggering off. And there's one thing that Bungie listed called the corrupted data. If you're confused as to what that is, when you can't buy these when they're blanked out, when they were being slowly upgraded, they had like little question marks there, and they were called corrupted data, each one of these nodes. So don't worry about those, they've buggered off anyway. And the final season, of course, is the one that we're in, Season of the Lost. And there's pretty much hardly anything consumables-wise that you need to worry about here, apart, of course, from the Parallax trajectory that you use to spend at the Wayfinder's Compass to upgrade everything. And you also use it to turn stuff in and change stuff here in the old prismatic recaster like you do with the decrypted data as well. So make sure you spend those babies, otherwise it's just going to go to waste, see? And you've got lots of lovely loot that you can cash in. And that's everything in the consumable market that you want to be getting rid of so you can make as much stuff as you can. And don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, give me a like and a subscribe. And more importantly, leave a comment below and tell me how much stuff you've got. I'd love to know how much decrypted data you guys have amassed, or parallax trajectory and stuff like that, or what you're actually going to be aiming for to cash in before the season is up, and which queen arrives.
Have you done today's Wordle, you two? I just can't figure it out. I've tried everything I can think of, and I just can't get it. Oh, bollocks, I'm thick.
Thank you so much for watching, and I shall speak to you all again very soon. Sausage out.
The only word I can keep typing in is arsepipe, and that's too many letters, isn't it, arsepipe?